Hello kids, happy morning greetings to you all. Are you all happy this morning? How was your last week? Did you enjoy your holidays? Okay, today I am very glad to welcome you all back for the online English classes. Do you remember what we have learned last week, children? Yeah, you have learned your third lesson from your English textbook, and today we are going to learn grammar lessons. Okay, you all your grammar textbooks with you, children? So quickly take your grammar textbook and turn your page to page number 17 of your textbook, children. Take page number 17 of your textbook. So you have your third chapter in page number 17. Now tell me, what is the topic of your third chapter in your grammar book, children? Yes, it is countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, repeat the topic again. Countable and uncountable nouns. Children, you remember what are nouns? Okay, in the previous two chapters, you have learned about nouns and their kinds. So now you know what are nouns and what are the kinds of nouns. So this countable and uncountable nouns are also one among the kind of nouns. You remember that? Yes. Now tell me, what is a noun? A noun is a name. A noun is a word that is used to indicate the name of a person, place, animal, or thing. This is what you learned in your first chapter. You remember that? Okay, it is used to represent a word that is used to represent name of a person, place, animal, or thing is called a noun. And you have seen about kinds of nouns: common noun, proper noun, concrete noun, abstract noun, and also countable and uncountable noun. So countable and uncountable nouns are also called as countables. You remember that, children? Countable nouns are also called countables. Uncountable nouns are also called uncountables. This we have seen in your first chapter. Okay, so today you are going to learn in detail about countable and uncountable nouns and how they are used in a sentence. Okay? Okay, now depending on whether a noun can be counted or not, it is classified as countable or uncountable. Okay, so if a noun can be counted, then that is called a countable noun. Or in simple terms, you can call things that can be counted or called countables. Things that cannot be counted are called uncountables. Okay? For example, can you count animals? Yes, you can count animals. So it is countable. Okay? Then, now can you count places, people? Yes, of course. We can count number of places, number of people. Okay? So therefore, that is also countable. Now, can you count rice? No, you cannot count rice. You can only measure them, isn't it? So you can measure rice. You cannot count them. Therefore, rice is uncountable. Can you count trees and plants? Of course, we can count them. So they are countable. I think you can understand now what are countables and uncountables. Okay? Can you count milk, children? No. Milk cannot be counted. It can only be measured. So things like rice and milk cannot be counted, therefore they are called uncountables. And things like animals, people, places, trees, and other things which can be counted are called countables. Okay, so from this I hope you are clear with countables and uncountables. Now children, What are the words that is used to children? Imagine that if you can count something, okay, so you will use either numbers, either you will use, once again, you will use numbers or quantity. Okay, you will use either number or quantity. So numbers means you will use 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 100. Okay, so these are the words that is used to represent number of things. And quantities such as grams, kilograms, many, several, few are the words that are used to represent some quantity. So both numbers and quantity are used to represent countable nouns. Okay, now so look at this example, look at this picture. How many cars are there? There are 4 cars. So you can count the number of cars. 4 is the number that is used to represent the number of cars present in this picture. Okay, and now work. Okay, so can you count work? So you cannot count work. Okay, so you can represent them with quantity like many. I have many works to do. Okay, you can call many works. Then can you count apples? Sure, you can count. So you can use numbers to represent number of apples. Can you count people? Yes, of course. You can use again numbers to represent number of people. Okay, so numbers and quantity, okay, number and quantity are used to represent countable nouns. Okay, children, now let's go to uncountable nouns. Now for representing uncountable nouns, you will be using adjectives that do not mean quantity or number. Okay, so now you will use some words that actually don't mean any quantity or a particular number in order to represent an uncountable noun. Okay, that is what the meaning. Now listen, children. For representing uncountable noun, you don't mean any particular quantity or any particular number, but you will be using some words, okay, which do not mean a particular quantity or number. Words like little, okay, words like little, some, not, or a lot, or much, okay, or the words that are used to represent uncountable nouns. Okay, so now let's see. I drink a lot of water. Here a lot of represents a quantity, the quantity of water that a person drink. Okay, a lot represent quantity of water a person drinks, but that do not mean a particular quantity. For example, 1 liter, 2 liter, no, it is not mentioned. Can you mention 1, 2? No. So words like a lot, little, some, no, much do not represent particular quantity. Therefore, they are used to represent uncountable nouns. Okay? Now, let's see how quantities are used to represent uncountable noun. Okay? So, how can we use quantity in order to represent uncountable noun? So now children, do you remember what are concrete nouns? Do you remember? You have learned in your first chapter. Okay, concrete nouns are nouns that you can touch and feel. Isn't it? You remember that? Okay. Now, most of uncountable concrete nouns. There are some uncountable concrete nouns. Concrete nouns that cannot be counted. Okay. So, most of such uncountable concrete nouns can be quantified by mentioning their portion or by using an appropriate value of measurement. Okay, let's see how. Okay, so look at this example, children. I bought 500 grams of butter. Okay, I bought 500 grams of butter. Here, butter is a concrete noun. Okay, butter is a concrete noun. Can you count butter? No. Butter can only be measured. Therefore, it is a concrete noun. Okay, therefore, it is an uncountable concrete noun. Now, how will you represent butter using quantity? 500 grams. 500 grams. Okay, this is the value of measurement. 500 grams is value of measurement. So using this value of measurement, you can measure this uncountable concrete noun. So this is how quantity is used in order to represent uncountable noun. Okay. Now, you can also use definite and indefinite articles in order to represent countable and uncountable nouns. Children, you will learn about articles in detail in further lessons of your grammar. Today I am going to just tell you what are definite articles and indefinite articles and how they are going to be used in countable along with countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, so indefinite articles are a and an. Okay, both a and an are used to represent one. Okay, a and an means one. Okay, and always they are used to represent countable nouns. For example, an apple, a pen. An apple means one apple. A pen means one pen. So this is how articles like a and an are used to represent countable nouns. Okay, then now we can see what are definite articles. So there is only one definite article, that is the. Okay, the is a definite article. But the is used along with both countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, the is used to represent both countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, whereas a and an are used to represent only countable nouns, the is used to represent both countable and uncountable nouns. For example, the car, the tree. Okay, car and tree are countable nouns. Okay, so you can represent both of these countable nouns using the. And you can take another example, the sun. Okay, sun comes under uncountable noun. Therefore, you can use the along with uncountable noun like that. The water. Okay, the sun. So this is how the is used along with countable and uncountable nouns. Now, use of many and much. Words like many and much also represent quantities. Now let's see how they are used along with both countables and uncountables. Now many is a word that is used only with countable nouns, whereas much is a word that is used along with uncountable nouns. Okay, many is used for countables, much is used for uncountables. Look at this example. How many cups of milk were given to the children? Cups. Can you count number of cups? Yes, of course you can count. So you can use many along with countable nouns like cups. And look at the another example. She does not have much love for her dog. Can you count love? No. Love cannot be counted. Okay, so nouns like love, in order to express them, you can use much. Okay, so quantity of love, how much love she has for her dog? Much. Okay, much is the answer. So you cannot count them. In order to represent uncountable nouns, you can use the word much. Okay? Now, use of few. How the word few is used with countable and uncountable nouns. Okay? Actually, few is a word used along with countable nouns. Okay? So, few can be used in three ways. Few can be represented as a few, very few, and just few. Okay, so if a few is used in a sentence, it means some and not many. Okay, so for example, a few people turned up for a movie. It means only some people. It is not very less people or more people, but some people turned up for the movie. That is the meaning. If you say very few people turned up for the movie, then it is less than a few. Okay, so less than a few, very less number of people, okay, turned up for the movie. It is a meaning. If you write only few, it means it is hardly any or almost nothing. Okay, few people turned up for the movie, it means one or two people. Okay, 2, 3 or 5 members were there who turned up for the movie. It is the meaning. Okay, you cannot say that it is less number of people or more or average. No, it is less than few. Okay, it is less than very few. So that is the meaning. Okay, now use of little. Now how little is used along with countable and uncountable nouns. Little is a word used along with only countable nouns. Just like few. Few is used with countable nouns, whereas little is used only with uncountable nouns. Okay, so similar to few, little is also used in three ways. A little, very little, and little. A little means small quantity. Okay, very little means less than that small quantity, and little means again it is hardly anything or almost nothing. Give me a little, please give me a little rice. Look at this example, please give me a little rice. Here a little rice means a small quantity of rice. Okay, so this is how little is used along with uncountable nouns. Okay children, I hope you understood. And today we have seen your third chapter in detail. You have seen how countable and uncountable nouns are used in a sentence. And please turn your page now to page number 19 children. There you have an exercise. There you have given 10 sentences. From that, first sentence is already done for you. Say 2 to 10, second to 10 questions you have to complete. They have given totally 9 sentences are there. You have to read those sentences. You have to underline the nouns. And you have to mention whether they are countable or not. It's very easy. Okay, so try that out children. And if you have any doubts, you can contact me. And you can turn page number 20 as well. There is another 2 exercise. Exercise C, they have given a box in which you can find adjectives like quantity, adjectives which represent quantities like a little, a lot, of, much, and also numbers 50, articles, and everything is there. Okay, so there are some options given in the box. You have to use those options to fill the blanks given below. So try that out children. Okay, so please try that. Then also another part, we have learned about many, much, a few, a little, everything we have learned now, isn't it? So exercise D is all about using them. Okay, so you can try out exercise D as well. Okay, so you can learn from page number 17 to 19. You can refer again in your textbook. Okay, and you can also try out these exercises. And if you have any doubts in Zoom interaction, you can ask your doubts with me. Okay, children? Okay. Thank you. Have a great day.